What's going on, fellas? What's going on, fellas? During this 90-day money run, right? I hear a lot of guys talking about they don't have time for a side hustle, or they don't have time to build a skill, or they don't have time to work on themselves because they have a 9-to-5, or after their 9-to-5 they have to go home and take care of their kids, or take care of their wife and things like that. First thing I do want to say is, whatever situation, whatever excuse you think you can use for yourself, there's someone with a situation that's 10 times harder than you that still pushed through and became successful. So let's start there. Whatever excuse that you think that you're gonna have, there's somebody in your situation or 10 times worse that still pushed through and became successful. So let's just get that out the way. Secondly, you don't have a time problem, you have a distraction problem. Because every single day, just like me, just like him, just like him, just like her, just like him, you're given the same 24 hours every day. So stop saying you don't have time. You definitely have time to be great. You're just not using that time effectively. A lot of you guys wake up, you go to work, you come home, you eat, you scroll, you watch Netflix, you might play the video game, go to sleep, wake up the next day and do that shit all over again. And then 5 years later down the line, you wonder why you're in the same position, doing the same shit, and your life has not changed at all. And the reason your life isn't changing, fellas, is because your daily inputs isn't changing. Fellas, this video today is not about motivation, it's about systems. Because when that motivation fades, system is gonna save you. You gotta understand, right? Winners and losers, they have the same exact goal. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants that dream car. Everybody wants their dream house. Everybody wants their dream vacation. Everybody wants that dream body. The average Joe and the him Joe, they both have the same goals, fellas, but the goal isn't what separates them. The system is what separates them. The average Joe relies on motivation. The him tier Joe relies on systems. Because some days you might feel motivated, but other days you're gonna wake up tired. Some days you may feel locked in, and some days you're not gonna feel like doing shit. But at the end of the day, fellas, do you think your goals give a fuck about that? Do you think your future gives a damn about that? Exactly, because none of that shit matters. You need a system that tells you exactly what to do regardless of how you feel. What you have to understand, fellas, is this is very important, because your outputs that you get directly correlates with the inputs that you bring in. So the harder you work, the more focused you are on your deep work, the more blood, sweat, and tears you put towards your goals, the chances of you becoming successful increases very, very well. You say you want to save $5,000 on your 90-day money run, right? Okay, so what are your daily inputs that you're doing to achieve that? Are you tracking your spending? Are you packing your lunch so that you're not going buying lunch every day? Are you avoiding unnecessary purchases? Are you checking your bank account to make sure that everything is adding up? Are you saying no to going out with your friends, falling into temptation, going to the bar, buying liquor and hookah and food that you're not supposed to be eating? Are you putting your money away when you get paid? Are you putting your money away to go to the savings before you even start spending that check? You can't say you want to save $5,000 on your 90-day money run goal when you're spending money like you don't have a goal at all. You say you want to lose 30 pounds this year, right? Well, what are your daily inputs to do that? Are you going to the gym consistently? Are you getting your daily steps in? Are you drinking your water? Are you cutting out the sugars? Are you calculating your macros and controlling your proportions? You can't say that you want to lose weight, fellas, when you're feeding the habits that cause you to become overweight. For my brothers who are doing content creation, right? You say you want 1,000 subscribers, right? So what are your daily input? Are you scripting every day? Are you recording every day? Are you editing every day? Are you posting every day? Are you studying your analytics to see what's hitting and what's not? Are you improving your hooks to keep your watch time high? You can't say you want to grow on YouTube when you're not consistently posting. See, the problem with a lot of you guys is you're only focused on the outputs, but you need to focus on the inputs. The outputs is going to control itself. The output is just a byproduct of what you consistently do on a daily basis. You keep thinking about that dream apartment. Keep thinking about that dream car. Keep thinking about the money that you want to make. Keep thinking about the lifestyle that you want to acquire. But what are you doing today to make any of that possible? I can sit here and tell you, fellas, I want to pull up to my 50th floor building, toss my keys to valet, walk through the lobby, get greeted at the front desk with a big smile, use the key fob in the elevator to get up to the top floor penthouse, floor to ceiling windows with the natural light hitting my face, looking down from the balcony, looking over all the buildings in the city, stainless steel appliances with marble countertops. All that shit sounds good, fellas. But me thinking about that penthouse is not going to get me that penthouse. I understand my daily tasks was going to get me there. My discipline was going to get me there. My sacrifices is what's going to get me there. My ability to do the boring work every day, even when I don't feel like it, is what's going to get me there. Every day when you wake up, fellas, you need to ask yourself, what do I need to do today to make my future possible? Not what you feel like doing, but what needs to be done. And this is exactly why you need a power list, fellas. A power list is a list of tasks that you have to get done every day on a daily basis, regardless of how you feel. This is some of my power list, fellas, Of course, there are some things on here that I don't have on here that's just automatic for me because it's a lifestyle, like going to the gym and things like that. But starting my deep work at 5 a.m., at least 90 minutes of deep work, posting 1 video and 3 short form videos a day, reading and journaling. And I keep track on what I do on what days. The green means they got done, the red means that they didn't get done on that day. And that's my system. That's a part of my system. That's how I keep track of my power list and my daily habits on a daily basis. And then at the end of the week, I do a percentage on how many tasks I completed during that week. Then at the end of the month, I'll do another analysis to see how well I did for that month. That's how I track my progress and what I get done and what needs to get done more or done less. The power list is simple, fellas. I keep my power list simple. There's no reason to make it overly complicated. Everything on that list, they're not suggestions. Those are my standards. That's what needs to get done regardless of how I feel. And how I built that list is because those things are directly connected to the man that I'm becoming. That waking up at 5 a.m., that's waking up at least 3 hours before the average Joe. That means I get a kickstart. That's an advantage for me. That's when there's less distractions. I get more work done. I eat the frog. 90-minute deep work, that's because I need to lock in for 90 minutes to actually get something done. That means no phone, no social media, no TV, no music, no nothing. I'm locking into whatever I gotta do to improve my curriculum at HTU or improve my YouTube channel. 1 long form video a day, 3 shorts a day, that's self-explanatory. I create content, y'all. And if eventually I want YouTube to replace my 9 to 5, I need to treat it like a full-time job right now. I'm not gonna wait till I'm almost there. I'm not gonna wait till I get a certain amount of subscribers. I'm gonna start treating it like a full-time job right now. Reading and journaling, that's something more so for the mind. Reading books is one of the most important things that I can do right now. Fellas, if you're not learning, then you're gonna get left behind, point blank period. Now, fellas, you need to ask yourself, what are 5 things that you need to be doing on a daily basis that will actually push your life forward in the direction that you want it to go? Maybe it's studying for an hour. Maybe it's working out. Maybe it's applying for those jobs. Maybe it's posting content. Maybe it's reading. Whatever it is, put that shit on your power list and complete it regardless of how you feel. You need to stop negotiating with yourself. And another thing, fellas, a lot of you guys are losing because as soon as things get just a little bit uncomfortable for you, you stop. You complete 10 reps and stop because it starts burning. No, do 12. You complete 60 minutes of deep work and stop because you start losing focus. No, push it to 75 minutes. You record 1 YouTube video a week and decide that you're done. No, record 3. Fellas, at this point, we passed halfway through the year. We need to see more pain. I'm talking about not stopping the second that you get a little uncomfortable. Because when you do that, you're training yourself to stop when you feel a little tired. You stop when you feel bored. You stop when you're not seeing immediate results. You stop when things get a little bit inconvenient. And that's why you guys are in the position you're in now. That's why you're getting the outputs that you have right now. The higher your inputs, the higher your outputs. Period. You want more money, provide more value. You want more subscribers, create more content. You want a better body, train harder, stop eating bullshit. You want a different life, raise the amount of disciplined action that you're willing to take. It's simple. We're not gonna make it overcomplicated. My brother Kai asked me a question the other day that kind of made me look at time a little bit differently. He asked me if somebody showed you a receipt of everything that you spent your free time on this year so far, would you be proud or would you be embarrassed? And fellas, if I was to ask you that question, what would be your answer? If somebody printed out a receipt right now of every hour of free time you spent this year, what would it say? 300 hours scrolling, 200 hours binge watching, 100 hours watching other people live the lives that you say that you want? How many of those free time hours would be directly connected to your goals? How many of those free time hours actually went towards becoming the person that you say you want to become? And be honest, because you could always lie to somebody else, right? You could lie for social media, you could lie to your friends, you can even try to lie to yourself. Fellas, eventually the results are gonna show. I'm gonna be honest, fellas, my answer to him was, I'll be embarrassed, to be honest. Because to the average person, yeah, I might look busy, but I'm not comparing myself to the average person. I'm not doing all this shit and making all these sacrifices to be average. I'm comparing my inputs to the people operating at the level that I want to reach. There's people working 12 to 14 hours on their business every day. There's people sacrificing sleep during certain seasons. There's people creating 2-hour long YouTube videos of just straight knowledge and game. There's people building funnels, learning new skills, getting clients, creating product, and posting every day. And meanwhile, you do 1 hour and feel like you did something special. Now, fellas, let's talk about the time that you claim that you don't have. First thing first, you need to utilize your 5 to 9. That's your 5 a.m. to your 9 a.m. That's your before work window where you can actually put in work. I know a lot of you guys that's watching this video, you guys sleep till it's 10 minutes before you actually have to go to work. And the reason I know that, fellas, is because I used to be that guy, right? I used to be that average Guini. That's the reason I got fired from Porsche. Don't you remember that story? Your next block to utilize is your 5 p.m. to your 9 p.m. That's your after work block. These 2 blocks are the hours that completely change your life. Most people only think about their 9 to 5, but your 9 to 5 is just something that that pays your bills. A lot of you guys don't even like your job for real. Like honestly, how many of you guys will actually work at that job if you didn't have bills to pay? Some of you are just tolerating it just so you can keep the lights on and the water running. Is that the life you want to live for the next 30, 40 years? Those 5 to 9 blocks actually build your future that you want. Those are the blocks where you actually build your business. Those are the blocks that you actually apply for better opportunity. Those are the blocks where you develop the skills that increases your value. For me, fellas, my 5 a.m. is YouTube. My 5 p.m. is the gym and working on HTU University. I'm working on content to help my brothers actually change their lives and helping brothers in HTU reach their full potential so they can become him. Now that is the purpose for me, but you need to know what your 5 to 9 is for. Because a lot of you guys are using that block to recover from a life that you're trying to escape. You get off work and immediately give your mind to entertainment. You tell yourself you deserve to relax. You tell yourself you had a long day. And then you repeat the same excuse every day for 5 years. You need to understand that your evenings aren't throwaway time, fellas. Your mornings aren't throwaway time. Your weekends aren't throwaway time. The weekends make up 1/3 of the entire year. That's over 100 days. And you guys are using the weekends to fuck around. And you're meaning to tell me that you're looking to change your life, but you're willing to throw away 100 days every year, sleeping until noon, drinking all weekend, recovering on Sunday, and then Monday comes and you claim up and down that you didn't have enough time? No, you were just being a greenie. You had enough time. You just didn't know what to do with it. You wasted it. Fellas, you need to utilize your weekends. Use the weekend to plan your week. Use the weekends to work on your side hustle. Use the weekend to get ahead. Another thing, fellas, you need to wake up early. I'm tired of sleeping until it's time to go to work shit. We're not 10 years old. We have shit to do. We got goals to accomplish. That waking up window gives you time to actually focus on what the fuck you need to do before the rest of the world wakes up and tries to steal your attention. Before the emails, before the phone calls, before you gotta go to work, before the notifications on your phone start buzzing, before somebody out there needs something from you. That morning time block belongs to you. If you wake up at 5 a.m. and complete 2 hours of deep work before your day even starts, you could completely separate yourself from everybody else that's out there that's waiting to the perfect time to do it. Because fellas, there's never gonna be a perfect time. Everybody has the same 24 hours. You didn't find the time to do it. You just scheduled the time to do it. And that's why your Google Calendar matters. And you need to dial your standards into that Google Calendar. You say you want to get in shape, then where's the gym block on your Google Calendar? You say you want to start the business, then where's the deep work block on your Google Calendar? You say you want to grow on YouTube, then where's your block where you're going to record the video? If your goals don't have a time schedule for it, then it's not a serious goal. It's just something that you're talking about. Another thing that's going to save you time, fellas, is habit stacking. What habit stacking is making your good habits easier to complete by attaching them to things that you already do. For me, for example, I bring my books to work. So while I'm eating lunch, I'm reading my book. So I complete my 10 pages for the day doing something that I already do on a daily basis. Now I'm not magically trying to find extra time to read. I'm just stacking reading on top of my lunch. Another thing I do is I put my vitamins next to my toothbrush. So after I brush my teeth, I take my vitamins. Another thing I do is I put my water bottle next to my keyboard on my desk. So now when I'm working, my water's directly in front of me. Fellas, all this is a system. I don't have to depend on my memory. I don't have to depend on my motivation. I've set my environment up like this so that the right decision is an easy decision. Now, I know you guys are probably wondering why I got this whiteboard behind me. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna compare the average Joe with the him tier Joe. Ironically enough, the average Joe used to be me. And ironically enough, the him tier Joe is me right now. So fellas, the red man is the average Joe, and the blue man is the him tier Joe. The average Joe wakes up at 10 a.m. Based on this, I already see the biggest difference right here. The him tier Joe wakes up at 5 a.m. So the him tier Joe already has a 5-hour head start on the average Joe. If him tier Joe woke up 5 hours every day before average Joe, that's 1,824 hours extra that him Joe will have over average Joe, which will actually equal about 73 days. Imagine having over 2 months head start over someone that's competing for the same spot you are. Don't you think that'll probably increase your chances of winning that spot? Oh, okay. Next thing I see is the average Joe, he only does deep work from 11:30 to 12:30. Now, if your schedule only allows you to do deep work for an hour, okay, cool. But I definitely recommend at least 90 minutes a day. So if you want to do an hour at 11:30 and then another hour later on in the day, whatever you got to do to at least do 90 minutes, then do that. But if I see here, him Joe is doing 5:30 to 7:30, which is 2-hour deep work, and average Joe is only doing 11:30 to 12:30, which is 1-hour deep work. That means that him Joe is doing 365 extra hours of deep work than the average Joe. Don't you think that might increase his chances drastically if they're going for the same spot? Next thing I see is scrolling. Average Joe has scrolling from 12:30 to 2. That's an hour and a half out of his day. And I know a lot of you guys are probably watching this like, damn, that's a long time. But go look at your screen time and tell me and tell me how long your screen time is. Another thing I see is the average Joe taking a nap from 3:30 to 5:30. That's a 2-hour nap. Mind you, fellas, while him Joe has been at work from 8 a.m. to 5, the average Joe had woke up, eaten breakfast, did an hour of deep work, scrolled for an hour and a half, ate lunch for an hour, and took a nap. Now this is where things get a little tricky. Him Joe and average Joe both go at the gym at 5:30. Average Joe goes at the gym from 5:30 to 8, but him tier Joe only goes to the gym from 5:30 to 7. So while average Joe is in the gym for 2.5 hours, him tier Joe only goes to the gym for an hour and a half, which is more than enough time. But to be in the gym for 2.5 hours, from my guess, he's probably in there socializing, wasting his time, probably hollering at chicks, having useless conversations with some of the other people in the gym, and then dinner time comes. Him Joe eats from 7 to 7:25 because him tier Joe meal prep, so he doesn't have to worry about cooking. All he has to do is throw his food in the microwave. Average Joe, he eats dinner from 8:30 to 9:30, which is a full hour. But this is where things get tricky. When average Joe finally gets done eating dinner at 9:30, by the time he's done that, him tier Joe then ate dinner, did his complete night routine, read his book, and he's in the bed sleep by 9:30. While him tier Joe's in the bed sleep, average Joe is binge watching Netflix and YouTube from 9:30 to 12 a.m. and then wonder why he's waking up at 10 a.m. the next day, sluggish. So this is the difference, fellas. Him tier Joe is doing 365 hours extra of deep work than average Joe by the end of the year. And not only that, because since he's waking up 5 hours before him, he has 73 extra days by the end of the year than average Joe. Do you guys see why prioritizing your time is so important instead of freestyling? And even me just talking about it and doing this diagram, it's scary to me because this used to be me. Average Joe used to be me. This is more so my schedule now. This Joe is feeding into his distractions, the scrolling, the 2-hour nap, the 2.5 hours in the gym. Him tier Joe gives his best hours to his future. He's doing more deep work. He's doing his night routine. He's reading. He sleep at a reasonable time. Mind you, fellas, this him tier Joe is working at 8 to 5. This average Joe didn't even go to work. So the fact that he's working at 8 to 5 and still got more done than the average Joe, just because he prioritized his time and is intentional with his daily tasks and followed his system. Fellas, this is why your Google Calendar and your systems are so important. I know I speak on this a lot, but hopefully now that I drew it out for you, hopefully you get the gist. Just the deep work alone, him tier Joe doing 1 hour extra of deep work than the average Joe gives him 7 extra hours of deep work a week, 30 extra hours of deep work a month, 365 extra hours of deep work a year. This is what you guys need to understand, fellas. You have time to be great. You have time to be him. You have the mornings, you have the evening, you have the weekends, you have your 5 to 9. But you keep using those hours to feed your distractions instead of your future. Stop telling yourself you don't have enough time. Build your power list, block your standards on your Google Calendar, stack your habit, wake up early, utilize your 5 to 9, utilize your weekends, because this is not even a weekend. I could just imagine what the average Joe is doing on the weekend compared to the him tier Joe. Him tier Joe is seeking more pain. Fellas, your life is going to be a direct result of what you repeatedly do with your free time. And during this 90-day money run, fellas, this is going to be very important. I'm telling you, take it from someone who used to be an average Joe. Fellas, if you need the structure, the accountability, and the brotherhood to help you raise your standards mentally, physically, and financially, that is what we're building at HTU. So if you're ready to turn your life around, click the link in the description below. Book a call and let's see if you're a good fit. This is all about becoming the man who can actually handle the life that he says that he wants so bad. Remember, fellas, your future is being built during the hours that everybody else wastes. So if you're ready to commit to this, understand this, fellas, it's not just you anymore, it's us. The last thing I want for you boys is for you to look up as 2027 and you're in the same position when you have more than enough time to change your life around right now. So fellas, let's stop wasting our free time and get active. It's time to perform.